Hi, my name is Melissa Mayorca.
I'm Felix Mayorca.
And we bought a house in October.
Maintenance.
They're like, oh, this is broken. Just put in a maintenance request. They'll take care of it.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing. I feel like people don't really talk about the maintenance part of homeownership where you're like, oh, I got to pay for this now.
Right.
Like, oh, I got to fix it now.
Right.
But in the other sense, it was cool having that, but I also just wanted to get things done, and they would take forever, and it was like, go speed it up, but you don't have that control.
Yeah,
but
totally.
But yeah, it was nice just calling someone being like, hey, this is broken. Sorry. Yeah.
Right.
I think at least for me, I had already been saving to buy at some point. And so for me, it was more like, I feel like we have enough money saved, and why put this money, you know, like for renting a place, why give it to a landlord when we can just put it towards a house of our own or, you know, something.
Yeah.
And I was like, for me, it was more like it's now or never. We might as well just do it because we're in a place where we were staying at his mom's, but we're like, we don't really have a place of our own. And now that we're married, let's just go for it.
Yeah, I think that the defining factor for me was looking at places to rent, and we wanted to stay in the greater San Diego area, and it started at $3,200 a month, and we have pets too, so the pet fee, and for some reason pet fees are monthly sometimes, and it was maybe $400 more, $500 more to actually buy if we stayed in the price range that we wanted to, and it made more sense.
For me, I think to begin with, even now, I'm not a big spender. I don't spend a lot of money on like expensive things. Like I don't need the luxury Gucci bag or the Louboutin shoes. I tell them that all the time. I'm like, I just want to travel. So I'm like, you should be lucky that I don't spend money on expensive things. Let's just travel. But yeah, it was me. I just don't really spend money on expensive things. Like even my car, I tried to get something that was still within my means. I think it's just important to not focus so much on the like looking rich. You know, like it's just, you have to focus more on what is going to bring me stability and wealth in the future, not what's making me look wealthy right now. So I think that's important.
One of my biggest sacrifices was getting out of debt. I had quite a bit of debt, and my main goal before proposing was getting out of debt. So I was about $15,000 in debt. It was all credit card debt, super high interest. I was careless in my 20s. So for a year, I just made all my own food. If I had a craving, I just went to sleep.
Life advice.
Yeah. If you're hungry, just go to sleep. Yeah, sleep for dinner. I learned how to make a lot of stuff at home, and I didn't spend anything. And yeah, for a year, I just kind of hunkered down, and I didn't really keep it from her, but I wasn't too vocal about it because I didn't want to be like, hey, I'm going to propose next year. Like, So it was kind of hard mitigating being like, hey, let's go to dinner. And I'd be like, I have $15 in my bank account, but yeah, let's do it. Like, we'll figure it out. So yeah, getting out of debt was the biggest sacrifice. Our lease was ending, so we had to move out, and our landlord was moved back in, so everything went by super quickly, and we had to make a decision of like, do we want to keep renting or not bite the bullet, but make a really smart choice and buy. We're kind of stuck in a little situation, and our realtor helped us out a lot, and then Baha would just kind of like guided us in, and she kind of stepped in and saved the day. We had a big bank lender, and we were unsure with them just because their numbers didn't really seem accurate.
Yeah, like they were very underestimated, the numbers, and so we were just like, I don't know. And our realtor was like, oh yeah, the numbers could be off by a little bit. And they kept saying like, oh, this is what's most likely it's going to be. But we're like, I don't think that's the case. I think it's more expensive now. You know, like we should be expecting more.
Right.
So we were just kind of going back and forth. For me, you know a little bit more, but for me, it was more like I had no idea how fast everything was going to go and like how quickly we had to pick the lenders so that things could get moving. And even like, it just, nobody told us about it. So we took a few days to like think about our lender. And then when we finally decided, they're like, oh, we're going to have to extend the escrow one more week. And we're like, oh, we didn't know we had to pick like right away.
Right.
We would have picked, you know, if
Right.
we knew. We got the referral because we were already working with the other lender, but
Yeah.
we're like, you know what, we want to see what our other options are. We don't want to just take it at face value, whatever they give us. So we should compare with another lender. And that's when our realtor was like, oh, I know Baha at Synergy, like hit her up and she'll talk to you, walk you through the process. And yeah, so we were able to get like a pre-approval and we were like, these numbers seem a little bit more accurate.
Okay.
Yeah, we got pre-approved with the big bank, and then we got pre-approved with Baha because I'm in the business, so I've seen it kind of, I don't really trust big banks. And again, I've seen it in the business where if you have a traditional job, it's great and it's pretty smooth, but I'm a contractor, so you have to get a little creative. And yeah, we got pre-approved with both, went with the big bank. The big bank ended up saying, I'm not comfortable giving this to my underwriter because it probably will get, we were probably already, we were 2 weeks into escrow, 1 week into escrow.
Yeah.
And the big bank said, sorry, I don't think it's going to work out. So we reached back out to Baha and she's like, I already have your stuff. I just need this, this, and this. And by that night, they had a conditional approval for us. I think in the beginning, it felt like that. We didn't really know what questions to ask. And when we did, it was like, is this a dumb question? And Baha was great about answering all the questions.
So we'd be like, we don't really understand this. Let's call Baha and see what she says, or even just text her. We're kind of in a group chat, so we would text her and be like, hey, we don't really understand this part of the numbers. Can you explain it a little bit more? And she'd explain it and was able to answer our questions pretty quickly.
Yeah, her and Eric were extremely responsive. And whenever we had a question, we would text, email, and in like an hour, maybe even less, they would have an answer for us.
I feel like I always thought about it. It was kind of like in the back of my head. I was more career focused. I'm like, oh, I just want to get the job that I want and, graduate college, get the job that I want, and kind of have a good work-life balance. I guess I didn't really think about the dream, but like, I think as I got older, I started to consider like, okay, maybe it's time I start thinking about, trying to buy something. And, we were together, so I was like, well, it's going to lead at some point to marriage, which now it has. But I feel like growing up, I didn't really think much about it. But I think as I got older, it was more attainable. I was like, oh, okay, this is something I want to work for, like build wealth, have a house, maybe have another house later.
I think the American dream has definitely changed. I think it's probably the same where it's ownership, but the bar has been set a little bit higher. So you do have to make more sacrifices and you do have to put in 10 times more work. And what I tell people is, because like you said, like we're in the business, it's hard. It's super difficult. But if you make the sacrifices, then it can be done. I still believe in it. I think it still can be done, but I think you do need to make yourself uncomfortable for a couple of years, 5 years, 10 years, whatever. But I think at the end of the day, the American dream is still alive, even though it's shifted a little bit.
I would tell them personally, like, if you have the means to put a down payment and buy something, just do it, because this is San Diego, and even if you think rates are going to drop, and even if they do a little bit, the housing prices aren't necessarily going to drop. So I would just say, just go for it, because if you wait, you're going to wait forever.
I've told friends the same thing, where sure, if rates drop, prices are going to go up. It just kind of is one of those sliding scale things. I think one of the biggest things, like I said before, was make the sacrifices and get creative. I do a lot of real estate media, and I've seen those houses with 2 ADUs, and I'm like, get 5 friends, pull up a bunch of money. Hopefully you guys have good credit, and find a good lender. And I always throw Baha and Eric's name out there, and I'm like, get in touch with these people, get in touch with Synergy One, and just get creative. I think the biggest thing we have to do to get our foot in the door is to get creative. Absolutely.
Yeah, like over a big
He does it
bank
all
or
the time.
Yeah, I do all the time.
You recommend Synergy One all the
Yep,
time.
I recommend Synergy One all the time. And even if people are like, I got pre-approved, I had a friend that got pre-approved with a bigger bank, and I was like, great, here's Baha's number, just in case, just because you never know.
Yeah.
I always think I think you should come here first, but if you go somewhere else, maybe you have a backup plan. Come here for sure.